Is there an update on your status for the World Series?
Yeah, not going to be able to make it. Not going to be able to make it to the roster for the World Series with the type of strain that I have in my form. It's typically a 6 to 8 week before you pick up a ball. We remained hopeful. We tried to push it as far as we could, but just couldn't make it back to throwing. So, it's disappointing, but I'm just gonna keep doing what I can do and have all the faith in our team and the guys that we have out there, and try to win a World Series.
We'll go to Chandler on the left.
Lance, you said 6 to 8 weeks before you pick up a ball. Do you expect to be full, ready to go for spring training next year?
No, for sure. No, there's, we're hoping that in a couple weeks when I would, pick up my normal off-season workout routine and things of that nature, that I won't have many restrictions, and then we can just kind of flow into pitching in January. So, Elitrosh has seen the MRI, things of that nature. He doesn't. He told us that he doesn't believe anything is, wrong with the UCL, anything like that. It's just a pretty solid forearm strain that I had there in Chicago, and we knew that it was a probably 1%, less than 1% chance that I would have a role, in this series. But there was no point to write me off before we had to.
The third row on your right, Lance Christie.
Lance, I know you, of course, rather be out there, but you talked a lot before the last series about being able to still help and contribute. Is that something that you still plan to do, and you really take pride in being able to still help?
No, of course. I've never really been a guy to count my losses. I try to count my wins. I have a pretty good perspective. I think I was a glass half full guy, or even a glass quarter full type of guy. So. Just continue to support the team. Do scatter reports for the guys. When they need me, when they want me. Continue to talk to Maldi, Strami, things like that to, formulate game plans when I think I can help. So it's disappointing for sure, especially with the season that I had and the first round that I had. But I feel like I made big impacts for our team the whole season, and then down the stretch, and then in the first round, and hopefully I can make impacts in other areas, for this round.
Go to Mark in the front row. Lance, you just touched on it a second, but how devastating is this for you to have to deal with this, and have you been able to come to grips with it yet, or is it going to take a while?
I think, like I said, I'm a pretty positive person, so. It definitely is disappointing and disheartening. The worst thing is I just feel I can't, be there for the team in the way they need me the most, which is on the field. I'm sure the fans are disappointed. I surely am. But it is what it is, and I can't do anything about it. I felt like I said, I felt like I played a big part in our team's success throughout the season, and definitely in that first round. Just disappointing that. When you have a team like this, when you've been to the postseason so many times, and the World Series is always your goal, spring training and the season is almost just like something you have to do, because this is where you want to be, this is where you hope to be. So, for me to not be able to pitch when I feel like these are the moments that I dream of, the moments that I'm kind of built for, is probably the worst part.
Tyler in the fourth row on your right.
Lance, you and Charlie Morton combined on a couple of memorable Game 7s back in 2017. What did you learn from Charlie as a young pitcher that you've carried on?
I think what I learned from Charlie was the most is just kind of how to deal with what I'm dealing right now. It's just kind of how to deal with the ups and downs of the game, and to always be a good teammate, and try to impact the people around you when you can. I think Charlie has a very special type of he's a very special type of guy, and he's impacted a lot of guys in this clubhouse and a lot of guys who are no longer in this clubhouse. So I think what I learned from him the most is just every day at the ballpark's a blessing, and always put your family first, and come to the field and be a good teammate, and love the guys in the clubhouse, and just try to be there for guys when you can, because that's something that Chucko was big on.
Far back on your right.
Lance, did you learn anything about the makeup of Garcia and Fromber with the way that they bounced back in the last 2 games of the LCS?
Yeah, well, we needed that for sure. Like you said, Framber and Luis, they're big parts of our staffs. And Framber has been, for the last few years, and Luis, stepped up in ways that I don't know if many people saw really coming, this year. Extremely talented kid, but just maybe the role that was going to be there for him out of the gate, and then when he had his opportunity, he seized it. So bouncing back for both of them, really not pitching, I'm sure, as well as they hoped in the DS and then the first starts in the CS, to put up arguably both of their individual best starts of the season for us when we needed such a big start. The bullpen needed a big start, and we kind of need to let our offense be able to have the freedom to do their thing. Was incredible. So we're going to need them for this round. We're going to need Urquidy as well, and all the guys that have been throwing the ball so well out of the bullpen. I think our bullpen's been our unsung hero of this postseason. They've just been fantastic.
Do 2 more in the second row.
What about this team allows you to continue to believe in them despite losing you to injury?
Well, we're really good. Like I was just saying, I think our bullpen is fantastic. I think we match up. We have so many options for so many different matchups throughout the game, and as you guys know, the bullpen's so important in the postseason. We have a back end of the bullpen that is as solid as it gets with Stanek, Graveman, and Presley. The way that Phil is throwing the ball, the way that Javi has been throwing the ball, and the way that Brooks Raley has been throwing the ball. Brooks Raley's probably been one of the best lefty-on-lefty matchup guys since he slid into that role in the second half of the season. So you can't really say enough good things about the way Odo ate those innings for us, really kind of set our bullpen up and the team up for later success. And then our starters, you guys saw what Framber and Luis did, as you guys touched on, how they bounced back. Urquidy's pitched in huge games for us before. And then we have the best defense and offense in the game. So pitching staff can just let those guys, feel like they have the ability to be themselves and give them that opportunity to break out. They will. So we just have to keep playing 1 through 9, 1 through 26, I guess.
We'll finish up with Steve on your right.
Lance, you were talking about helping or giving some of your input to some of the other pitchers. In my profession, I find sometimes you have fellow reporters who are receptive to your suggestions, some who are not. They don't want any suggestions. They want to do it on their own. Is it the same with pitchers? Do you have some who, don't name names, please, but do you have some who are very receptive and others they may not want to hear what you have to say?
I don't know, because I only give my opinions when they're asked for. I don't want to make guys feel like, I know this, right? My way's best. I'm not here for that. I sit there, I support the guys. If guys have questions, they can come ask me. They know that's something that the older guys, the veteran, quote unquote veteran guys, ever since really probably 2017 have in this organization have done such a good job. Is knowing that letting the young guys be themselves and knowing that we're there for them. Questions about life, about this game, about scouting reports, etc. So I'm not going around to each locker dropping off scouting reports, but I've definitely been there for some guys last round that asked me specifically, and I'll continue to do that. And if not, I'll just sit there and I'll clap the loudest I can, and I'll offer water and bananas to Maldi, and that's about all I can do.